Hi everybody. See if it cuts out like it normally does in the beginning. We're not going to do it tonight. That's really good. So how are you all going? We are nearly at the end of September. Oh my gosh, another month has tracked on by, and it's 14 weeks until New Year. So how bizarre is that? I just worked it out today. So it's exactly 14 weeks until New Year. So we're only going to get, we've got through this far, and it's just going to get better and better. So in that 14 weeks, there's an opportunity here. So I posted it before, like I did another post before, to reawaken, realign, step into your sovereignty, step into your warrior spirit, release all that no longer serves, because we are moving into a whole new world. And this world that we're co-creating, it's never been in existence before. It's never been in it's never actually, so we're creating that. So as we evolve into the awakened beings that we are, and we remember who we are, reclaiming our warrior selves, and just fine-tuning all those last things, because as we clear these wounds, we clear it for humanity, so we're doing a massive big thing for humanity. And 2026 is going to be an amazing year. Like it's a 1 year, so it's about new beginnings, and it's about new structures, and it's about and it's the year of the fire horse too, so things are going to move at a really fast pace. So if you think things have moved fast this year, which is a 9 year, and it's also about completion, and it's about old structures, it's about the patriarchy, and just letting go of all of that stuff. And plus it's a year of the snake, so this is about transformation. So this process that I'm putting together, it's really powerful, and it is total transformation. It's just total once you've done this stuff, you don't need to do it. You don't need to do the core things again. And if you've been doing your inner work for a really long time, sometimes it's good just to have a redo as well too, because your inner child, I still, I've been doing this for 40 years, still things come up with my inner child, and still stuff, but it's just the threads of it now. But yeah, so this is a really powerful process, and I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. And it's just 7 people for 7 weeks for $777, 90-minute session, up to 90-minute sessions, and it's going to be mind-blowing because I'll be combining compassion key, 90 breathwork, and higher self-channeling. So it'll be like nothing you've ever experienced. And this is a beta course, so I'm really, really excited about this, because I'm ready to get out into the world and travel around the world doing this and sharing this with everyone. So the first warriors that step on will be the pioneer warriors for this particular combination of what I'm doing. And there'll be more coming in the future as well too. So aside from all of that, how are you going with the energy? It's been really incredible. I love the energy of spring. Like, you can just feel the newness, and the birds, and a lot of people have been saying this, the birds are so happy and vibrant. Like, they're just, maybe because it is spring, but also too, like, there's just a whole newness in the energy, in the sky, like we're not being sprayed, like all of this stuff. So things are definitely changing, and people are either stepping into their fear or they're stepping into their power. There's still so many people buying into the fear porn of this is and this and this and this. None of that exists where we're going. None of it. None of the digital blah, blah, blah. And, all of that, it doesn't exist where we're going. So we've actually got to transcend that. And that's what this is all about too. It's about transcending all of those things that are, there to harvest our energy, to put your fear there. And the more where energy flows, where energy goes, energy flows. So the more energy you put into these things, that's going to be your reality. It's not going to be my reality, and people don't know it's not our reality. That's because it doesn't exist where we're going to. So yeah, so let me know how you're going, how your energy's been, what you're noticing. What are you noticing? Like, you're noticing you're feeling better in yourself. A lot of people are going through like extreme physical, and it seems to be like the empaths, the ones that have been, the warriors that have been through, that are empaths, that feel things in their body, are going through a lot of struggle at the moment. So a lot of different things, old things are coming up, old wounds are coming up, and there's the old thought loops, because we all have a thought loop. We all have a mind loop that keeps us trapped. It keeps us in this lower vibration. I think and I know that that's also by design. So being aware of these mind loops, like it could be like your physical body, you experience a lot of pain in your physical body, and you have health issues and things like that. So that could be the mind loop. Or it could be money. Like, money's the big mind loop for so many of us, that lack and that unworthiness and that that mind fuck, the money mind fuck thing that goes on, there's lots of different things. And so, and a lot of people are sort of really stepping in there, like stuck in their fear at the moment as well too, like really stuck in that, oh my God, I know something's coming and I don't know what it is and I'm really scared and I know I need to let go, but I don't know how to let go. And that's a really big thing too. Sometimes we just don't know how to let go. And that's what I'm the expert. I'll help you let go. I'll hold your hand, we'll jump off the cliff together and you're not going to fall, you're going to fly. So there's lots of really incredible things coming up, like for people energetically. There's a lot more news of the med beds now coming out. You're seeing now justice. We're starting to see justice. And also we have to remember that everything that's going on in the outside, in that outer political world and all, it's all a movie. It's all staged. Everything, it's there as part of the awakening, and it's like, remember it's a movie. Don't get involved. Try not to attach yourself to anything or get irritated by by some of the things that are going on, It's just like, yeah, okay, observe it, but don't absorb it. That's really, really important because it is going to get more intense. There's going to be more red, black flag events or whatever they are, and you don't think that the dark forces, what's left of them, because the head of their snake's been cut off and they don't have the power, they don't have the finances anymore that they had, they don't have the ability to carry out the plans that they had for humanity. What's happening in this movie is showing humanity what the plan was. But again, it's a movie. They've all been taken care of. It's all been done. And if you can't feel that lightness on the planet, if you can't feel that, that underlying fear that we all had, and we didn't realize that, what was going on beneath our feet with the children and all of that sort of stuff, So we're sitting at the most amazing time in history to be alive. And this is the time to sort, clear your shit, shift your shit, if you're sitting in that space of waiting. And that's actually where everything is created. But that's also the most difficult place to be, because what happens with transformation and change is that quite often we there'll be something going on, but we just keep ignoring it, whether it's our health or whether it's our job or whatever it is, or our relationship, we just keep ignoring it and thinking it'll go away, that it'll sort itself out, but it actually doesn't. It just becomes more and more. But we get stuck, like, oh my God, the what ifs and the, maybe it's a relationship and it's a financial, oh my God, how am I going to survive financially? Or, which is showing codependence. Or maybe it's a trauma bond, it's like, that you need to leave, but the trauma keeps you together. There's so many different things. All of that's going to change, all of that, all of that is going to change. And we're sitting at the precipice of all of that. We, the light workers, or whatever you want to call us, the light warriors, we're going to be so busy soon helping people through the other side of this, help come through what we have come through, that grief, that trauma, that shock, the, oh my God, no, not that person, and oh my God, I can't believe that that's happening, and all of these things that we've had like the last 5, nearly 6 years to process, to grieve, to going down the rabbit holes and all of that sort of stuff. And now we just got to step back from it. We've just got to step back from all of it, because we know the outcome's really good. We didn't, especially who you are, the warriors, who you are. None of us came here for it all to turn to shit again at the other end. It's like, not on our watch. That's why our journeys have been so difficult, and we've been on our knees and we've been through every trauma and every tribulation, but we've got up and we keep getting up. And that's why we're here. So that's why I'm offering this, let's just really, because this is also too, next year is about, communities coming together. It's about uniting. It's about new ideas, like new innovations, so we're probably going to see like lots of technology and lots of things that's been withheld from us, flying cars, bring them on, all of the stuff that's been talked about for so long. But for that to come into play, everything else needs to play itself out. So everything that's going on in the outside world, remember, it's just a movie. It's especially the high vibration people. I find it really interesting that they're still feeding energy into the fear porn. It just really, I can't comprehend that, because our job is to be stepping into the higher vibrations, to be becoming our higher selves. That's also something I'm offering too, like how to become your higher self, how to live as your higher self, because we need to be moving into the higher frequency, because we are multidimensional beings. We're not 3D beings, and that's why it's been so difficult being in this dense energy, but we're actually transcending all of that. So yes, I'll stop waffling and I'll tune in, but we're just at the most exciting time to be alive, and I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait for the unfolding of it, is because what is going to happen is the end result of all of the inner work that we've done. It's the inner way, and it's the end result of all of the awakening that humanity done. Because of that alone, and the frequency that we've come to, these things can't exist in our dimension anymore. And people like low vibration people, they won't be in your realm anymore. It's like they'll be in that. It's like that timeline split. You'll have some that'll be still in that place of fear. They're just gonna stay there. And unfortunately, a lot of high vibration people as well too are just going to stay there. But we've got a choice, and we've just got to step into this light, step into our warrior selves, and step into our power, because that's what we came here to be. We came here to be the embodiment of all of the lifetimes of persecution, of violation, of everything possible humanly that you could experience, that we have risen above, and we've come to be the embodiment of the light, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and we're multidimensional beings. We're not just these 3D beings living on this really dense energy planet. We're multidimensional beings, and that's what we're stepping into. So I'm really excited. So anyone that is ready to step up and come on this journey with me, because there's only a very few that really answer the call, but they're the ones that we're there to the end. We're here right to the very end. So I will tune in and see what comes through, and I will see you on the other side. Greetings, dear hearts. We are most pleased to be connecting with you again at this time, where there is a great transition happening on every level of not just humanity, but through all dimensions of time and space. For as the frequency of those awakened beings on the earthly plane are stepping into the fullness of who they are, reclaiming their 12 strands of DNA, reclaiming their sovereignty and their place as a light leader on this planet, for that is what you came here to do. You came to lead by example, which is having an open heart and being your most authentic self. And that is the greatest gift that you can give to anybody, the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. Dear hearts, there are many, many magnificent changes ahead. There is so much abundance that will be very soon bestowed upon all beings, and there will be no more of the suffering and the carnage that has been placed upon this planet for such a long period of time. Much of the darkness is not from this realm. Also, there are other dimensional realms that have been controlling this planet, that have been controlling the games and of the mind that have been played upon the consciousness of humanity. This is the time to make the choice, dear hearts. This is the time to step into the light and away from the fear. This is the time to have more faith than you ever have before, more trust in yourself and your intuition than you ever have before, for it again will be like a tightrope that humanity will walk across for a period of time as the darkness is revealed. You are being shown in every day with the symbology of that which is not what we thought it was. You are also being shown, dear hearts, how easily you are still duped, how easily you are still caught up into stories that are of an illusory nature. And we would say that this has been shown in the past couple of weeks. And now that you are seeing the truth of what actually was transpiring at that time, you are seeing the intention of the darkness. The darkness has been dealt with. God has won. The light has won. And it is most important that you realize this and step away from the fear. For all of the energy that you place into those things outside of yourself that are not of the heart, that are not of light, are dragging you and keeping you in the vortex. And this is what they want, for they have no more loosh to feed off. All of the trafficking of the children in America has now come to an end. Do you realize how significant that is, dear hearts? And that also means that the trafficking beneath the earth and all of the tunnels and every country with every government is now coming to an end. The end is very close, and all of those perpetrators through time and space, through all dimensions, from all lifetimes, are now finally receiving the justice. For they have had no conscience, they have had no other way of knowing how to be, and they have not had the self-awareness that those with the spark of divinity have within them. It is that spark of divinity that brings the awareness of this awakening. And that spark of divinity within many of you has now become a flame, a burning inferno of self-love, of self-awareness, of self-responsibility and accountability. And it is time now to step up, to use your voice, to share your gifts, to be all you came here to be. There is no more time to dilly-dally around with those illusions of the mind, of fear of the what-ifs and the maybes. For again, dear hearts, as was said before, you are walking into uncharted territory. You are walking into the place of the highest dimension of light. Again, this is a choice. What are you afraid of? Why do you hold yourself back? Why do you keep yourself in this small place? You are not here to play small, dear hearts. You are made in the likeness of God. Each and every one of you is a magnificent and vibrant being of light. And within each of you carry the power to light up a whole city. Do you realize how powerful you are, dear hearts? There is no more time to be living in the place of lack. There is no more time to be living in the place of sadness or of ill health. It is time now to rise above all of this, to become the high frequency and high vibration beings of light that you are. Allow not the mind control. Allow not that which has been programmed. And it has been a consciousness programming that has been happening for a very long period of time. For this is not a battle just of dark and light. This is a battle for your soul. And this is a battle for your sovereignty. And this is a battle that many of you have walked for many, many lifetimes as the warriors. Dear hearts, realize the light has won. The battle is won. This is a time of celebration. This is the time of jubilee. This is the time for all of humanity to be free of the constraints and constructs of a matriarchal society that had no heart nor conscience nor care for the people that it was controlling. This is the time now where the sovereign beings, fully open in their heart, fully awakened in their being, fully self-realized, will be stepping forward. This will be the new wave of light that spreads across the planet. There will be no more need for governance, for when you are governed within yourself and standing in your sovereignty, there is no need for the lawmakers. There will be communities that will come together that will represent the people. And it will be, again, a place of cooperation, of communication, and of communion. There will be no more of this control and tyranny. There will be no more of the poverty or the hunger, for there is more than plenty to feed the planet. There are more natural assets on this planet to feed every human being 1,000,000-fold over every day. So, dear hearts, many things are changing. You are finding now that all of the poisons that have been put into your bodies are now being revealed. You will also find too that you are feeling better in your health and well-being. Many that are having intense physical reactions in their body, the ascension symptoms are amplifying, for this is a time for you for deep, deep rest and surrender. And this is a time to be loving your bodies to wholeness. This is also the time where those thoughts of lack keep running through the minds, to be looking at the world of plenty that you live in. Give thanks for all that is before you, for the food on your table, for the water you drink, for the air that you breathe, for the home that you have, for the bed that you sleep in, for the food that you have. For just in those things you have more than many. So you, dear hearts, are the kings and queens of your own kingdoms and queendoms. This is a time to claim that sovereignty. This is the time to be that light. And this is the time to be the warrior. For those that are coming behind are going to need your guidance, your wisdom, and your knowledge. They are going to need to be educated on all of those things you have been educating yourselves on. And they will also be needing healing, deep, deep healing of all of the wounds that you have spent so many lifetimes clearing. Dear hearts, you will be mainstream in your work if you are working with light, if you are working with healing. You will be sought after, and many will come for the energy, for it is not what you offer, it is your vibration and frequency that is your currency. So when you stand fully aligned, all of that which is yours by divine right will come to you with grace and ease. Command it now, dear hearts. I command my wealth. I command my love. I command my divine self-expression. I am she who receives, and it cannot be otherwise. I am a divine sovereign being of light, and I claim that which is mine by divine right now. I receive with grace and ease. This, dear hearts, is another big part of the puzzle that must be solved, and this is about learning to receive. For many of you give far more than you receive back, and there is a feeling of disappointment and exhaustion that comes with that. For that tank, when it is not refilled, becomes an empty cup, and so you are not giving from the heart, you are giving from depletion. This is a time to allow the universe to bring to you that which is yours, to sit in the void, which is the most uncomfortable yet most powerful place, to sit in the place of nowhere and no thing. This is a place of all creation. And it is this place that is the most frustrating, for we may sit in this place of peace for a moment, and then the mind becomes restless, and the mind starts becoming impatient, and the mind starts pulling at the seeds that have been planted, that are needing to be watered and nurtured and allowed the time to grow. You are letting go, dear hearts, of the old selves, and the ego will continue to battle. The ego will continue to hold on, for it fears it is when it is not needed, that it will become useless. However, when the ego and the heart come in harmony together and work hand in hand, the ego merely is the mind, and the mind will only do what it is told to do, and if it is told to do the same thing repeatedly, it will continue to do the same thing repeatedly. So, dear hearts, mastering the mind is the key to all things. That is all that you need to do. You are not broken. You are abundant. You are not ill. You are all of the things that you choose yourself to be with your thoughts. So choose the highest thoughts of the highest love. Choose the highest beingness for yourself. Allow that which no longer serves you to drop away with grace and ease, and know that in the time of stillness, in the time of the void, the waiting and the nothingness, that all things are being created. For this, dear hearts, is the birth of a whole new world. So it is again like that of giving birth to a child. We do not know what that child is going to look like or be like until we give birth, until we lay eyes on that beautiful being. This, dear hearts, is you now. You are being reborn. You are being reborn into a whole new life. And it is important that you make that of your choosing now. Will I choose love or fear? That is all there is. So know, dear hearts, that all is well. Many things will accelerate in the outer world. Again, observe but do not absorb. It is but that of a movie, and the final curtain will soon be coming to a close, and all will understand all that has gone and the way that has been, why it has been the way it has. Know, dear hearts, that all is divine and perfect, and that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and so it is. And so it is. We just got to trust, and we've got to have more faith than we've ever had before, because the end is really close, and everyone has those moments like, oh my God, what if it all turned to crap? It's not going to. The light's won. And if you look at what's going on, look at nature, like the birds are chirping, the skies are blue, Mother Earth celebrating. So this is time for us to celebrate as well, to step out of the fear porn. Like, I don't even like, people see me, I don't even open it anymore. I'll post stuff, it's just for information, do what you like with it, but I'm not, don't buy the porn, don't drink the Kool-Aid. So have a beautiful night, and message me if you're a warrior that wants to step up and absolutely go through the most massive transformation in the next 7 weeks, and or the next 2 lots of 7 weeks. and I will be absolutely honoured to walk beside you on your journey. So sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful night, and I will talk to you very, very soon.